So listen, it is not that difficult to make money from the internet. It's not that difficult to make thousands of dollars from the internet. In fact, it is quite simple. And I'm going to explain to you guys in this video. But it is not that difficult to make thousands of dollars from the internet. Almost anyone can open up a new business and make thousands of dollars every single month. Now, I said almost anyone because not everyone is willing to do it. As long as you're willing to go through the entire process, you can make a lot of money. Trust me, I know. This is what I've been doing for the past 2 years of my life. You can make money from the internet as long as you're willing to do so. And especially right now, with the rates of how AI is growing, almost anyone can start up a company solo, just with their laptop, and make thousands of dollars every single month. That's why I believe that a lot of people can make a lot of money from the internet, because it is quite simple now. The resources are just given to you. All you need to do is just be willing to do it, right? So in order for you to make money, you just need a couple things. Number one, the willingness to do so. Number two, you just gotta get access to the right information, to the right resources. And number three, you just gotta go through the entire process. Because making money requires some degree of hard work, right? It's not gonna be given to you. And I couldn't wait to shoot this video because I wanted to explain to you guys how simple this is. I want to address some of the questions that a lot of people have been asking me on social media. And the problem as to why most entrepreneurs, especially AI entrepreneurs, because my content is about AI, it's about starting your AI business, and I've been getting probably more than 50 messages about people asking me, oh, should I start my AI company even though I don't have quite of an offer yet? Should I start my AI business if I don't have a website yet? The answer to that question is yes. Start it right now. I started my AI company without having a website, without having a clear offer. I just had one minimum viable product, a product that I could sell to businesses, and I just had to find businesses that are willing to pay money, right? So here's a big problem as to why most of these people are not making money. They are moving extremely slow. They're not moving with conviction. They're not moving with speed. And as a result, they don't have motion. And if you don't have motion, you're not moving, you don't have momentum. And if you don't have momentum in business, unfortunately, you don't have much of a business because you won't be making any money. Yeah, you'll be making money here and there, but it's gonna be extremely slow, right? And if you don't have money in business, you don't have much of a business. In fact, you don't have a business at all if you don't have money. If the business is not generating money, you don't have a business. Because what is money? Money is the metric in which we measure success in business. Is your business profitable, right? The net profit. The net profit is the money that you keep after all expenses are paid. This money goes straight into your bank or into your pocket. And if you don't have this, you don't have much of a business. And in the 2 years that I've been in business, one of the most important lessons that I've learned is to just make money as quickly as possible. Because a lot of people overcomplicate this entire process. They just overcomplicate it. They overthink. They overanalyze. And if you overanalyze a certain situation, instead of just taking action, you'll just end up overthinking. You'll just end up overthinking and you'll end up with a lot of anxiety. Because in order for you to figure out if it's gonna work or not, you just gotta do it. That's a big reason as to why a lot of people don't make a lot of money, especially online. It's because they constantly overthink when it could all be so simple. You just need one minimum viable product, a product that you can offer to businesses, for example, and especially if this product solves a big problem within businesses. If what you're selling to them helps them save time, helps them make more money, takes away the pain that they have. Pain comes along with the problems that they have in business. And if you remove this pain and you replace it with comfort, if you solve the problem, let's say for example, their business is leaking revenue. If you solve that problem, if you put your product that solves this problem within their business, they're losing money, and you help them make money, Get them out of that painful situation, because losing money doesn't feel good, especially if you're a business. If you help them make more money, put money in their bank account, get them more business, get them more interested people, possibly place an AI agent within their business that handles all the inquiries, qualifies all the leads, and books these leads into appointments automatically without them having to manually chase all of their leads. If you have an AI agent in place that does that, if you have automations that does that, if you have a marketing system that brings them interested people in their service, now they're not losing money anymore. Now they're making more money, right? So you just gotta have a minimum viable product, and you just gotta find businesses that have a problem that you can sell this solution to. And you just gotta convince them that they need this system. It's all about persuasion, guys. It's all about persuasion. Especially with a product that's so good that it sells itself. If the product that you're selling to them solves a big problem within their business, guys, congratulations. You're gonna make money. And in order for you to make a lot of money, you just gotta sell a lot of what you're selling with minimal to no resistance. And you just gotta do it faster. That's the reason why I love being in the AI business, is because you can productize your entire service and you can make a lot of money by just scaling it, selling it to so many different businesses as quickly as possible. Because what would you choose? Would you choose making $1,000 a day, or would you choose making $24,000 in a day? So it's all about speed. It's all about making money as quickly as possible. But you need to have a minimum viable product, a minimum viable offer, something that you could offer to these businesses. And you just gotta find businesses that are willing to pay this amount. Ideally, these businesses need to have a problem. So it is your responsibility to figure out what sort of problems they have and kind of build your solution around the problems that they have. So you need to do a degree of market research. Figure out, in a specific marketplace, figure out what sort of problems they have and create a solution for it. Now, if you want to make more money, you just gotta save time. You just gotta find people that's willing to create you this product for a lesser amount than what your clients are paying you. So let's say, for example, if your clients are paying you $5,000, you just gotta find somebody that's able to build this for, let's say, $2,000. So you just made $3,000 without having to do anything. Outsourcing. This is what major businesses and big companies do. They outsource. Because why would you rather do it yourself when you can hire other people to do it for you? This is exactly what I did for my business. I just hired people. And in order for you to make a lot of money, you need to understand this. You don't need to become an expert. You don't need to become an expert. You don't need to become a genius. You don't need exorbitant levels of IQ. All you need to do is just have some common sense. I didn't want to get a lot of stress in my plate, in my head. So I just hired people. Instead of me having to learn this for months and trying things out, I just had to hire people that already know how to do this. And you can find these people, you can pretty much outsource them from the Philippines or from Pakistan or from India. You can find them from different Facebook groups or on Fiverr. But the point that I'm trying to make is that you can just outsource. Because that's what I did. I outsource my work. That's one of the biggest life hacks. If you're in business, you don't need to do anything by yourself, right? Because you need to free up your time. If you're spending so much time on something, then you won't have time to make money. Because you're focused on that one thing. You're focused on building that product. As opposed to you have a product built within 1 week and all you need to do is focus on selling, right? So, long story short, guys, don't overcomplicate this entire process. If you have a minimum viable product, let's say an AI agent, and you install it into a business that's leaking revenue because they don't have an agent or an employee that answers calls, answers inquiries, and books appointments after, let's say, 5 p.m., after office hours, they're leaking revenue. So put a minimum viable product, something that's just minimum, right? Something that you could sell, something that you could put in front of their door that they could take, right? You're building trust, but your product needs to solve a problem. As soon as the problem is solved, as soon as they're making money, they're not losing money anymore, you can upsell them. right? But if I were you, if I was to do it all over again, I would just hire somebody and create a product like an AI agent. And then just pay them. Let's say, for example, if my client pays me a $5,000 setup fee, I'll just pay them $2,000 to get this entire system built. I just made $3,000 without having to spend a lot of time and a lot of stress on something. And I just made money, right? Because if you want to make money, you just got to make money the easy way. I don't like making money the hard way. And a common denominating factor that I see with the entrepreneurs that I hang around with, the entrepreneurs that I know in real life, is two things. One thing, they don't want stress. Now, obviously, stress in business is normal, but unnecessary stress. If it's unnecessary, you don't need to do that. You could just outsource. You could hire people. And number two, they move with speed. They move as quickly as possible in order for them to gain momentum, right? These are one of the most common traits that I found that these people have in common. They like to work smart, and they don't like unnecessary stress because they could just put that energy somewhere else, and they just move with speed. So it's not a matter of just, working hard in business and being extremely knowledgeable. No, you just need common sense. Why would I want to do something that takes time out of my day? I don't want to tie in the money that I'm making to the time that I have, right? Because if you tie this in, the money that you're making, to the amount of hours that you have in a day, you're only able to make the amount of money that's equal to 24 hours in a day. Obviously not 24 hours because you need to sleep and you need to do other things. I would rather have a product and sell it to multiple different businesses and scale it, right? But the point that I'm trying to make, guys, is that you just don't have to overcomplicate this entire process. You want to make a lot of money? Then just do it. Because if you look at two different perspectives, there's one person that's thinking about doing it, overthinking, overanalyzing, and there's another person that's already doing it. Less thinking, more doing, guys. If you want to make money, especially with AI, things are moving fast. So you need to move along with it. That's it for today's video. I hope you guys found some value in this video. If there's one thing that you need to take away from this video, is that you need to cut down the time that it takes for you from idea to implementation. Whatever time that's in between that, cut that into half and focus on implementing instead of just thinking. Because you'll never know if this is gonna work or not, right? I know that it works because I tried it, but I wouldn't know unless I didn't try. So the point that I'm trying to make, guys, is just to fucking try, because most people are not willing to do it. And if you try and you fail, try again. Trust me, you will make money. Peace out, guys. Let's connect on Instagram, Tristan60kg. It's about to rain now, but I need to go biking. So I hope you guys have a great day, and send me a message on IG. Let's go.